So the quality points we're looking at on lamb, the bones should be quite porous, they shouldn't be too heavy, there certainly shouldn't be any sign of yellowing in them. It should be nice and pink in colour, there shouldn't be an excessive covering of fat. There's too much fat gives you weight, and of course you don't want to pay for fat. And it should have a little bit of skin on it, because that protects the fat really, as it comes through. And it should be clean and smell good as well. The first task is to remove the skin. I'm going to do. Now if it's a good piece of lamb, you shouldn't have any difficulty taking the skin off. If the lamb's actually been, now this is obviously decent Welsh lamb that they've got from the farm. If you've got stuff which is of poor quality, it tends to lie around in its own moisture, so the skin becomes quite difficult to remove. So it's kind of like filleting but upside down. Sorry, skinning but upside down. I'm just going to nick all that away. Now the knife I'm using is important as well. You need to use a boning knife when you're working on anything that's going to be bones. Right, this is actually here. Going to be there to there. And we're just going to take this meat off. Now this is breast. This is actually the breast meat. Come in tight, move around. And just put that, follow me through onto the tray. Just follow me through as I do the different things. Alright, and what I've kind of got to do, I've got to trim. Just basically doing a larder trim for the best end. Right. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to trim those last little bones off there. Into the tray as I put things on. Alright, so that's actually trimmed quite nicely now. You must make sure there's any little bits of bone off there, you take it away. So what I'm doing, I'm just cutting as close as I can to the meat. And I'm just using the heel of the knife. Just use the heel, never use the blade because you'll ruin the blade. Chopping it through. Stop.
Just cutting one lamb cutlet off the best end.
So you can start again now. Here we've got a sinew. Now that sinew, it's called elastin. And on meat, if you put that in through an oven, what will happen is it'll shrink and pull all the meat together. So that's got to be taken off. I'm going to do that just by taking that whole piece away. And that's ready for rock and roll. There's no meat on that, it's purely fat. So that can go on the tray too. Well, you can use this for mince. You can use that to mince down. Each one of these has to be trimmed. Roast them. They'll roast burnt and look very untidy. Okay. Stop camera. Right, the next thing. So what I'm doing now, coming close. Just very carefully. Okay, I'm crisscrossing. Now anybody want to tell me why I may have done that? Right, now that'll be ready for roasting.